Monday morning, let's get into Tesla Shorts Time Daily, episode 450, coming to you from Vancouver. It's April 27th, 2026. Here's what's kicking off the week in Tesla land. Tesla has begun production of its CyberCab robotaxi in Texas, with revenue targeted after 2027. CICC, known as the Goldman Sachs of China, has kept its Outperform rating on Tesla, along with a $500 price target following the first quarter earnings. Their analysis highlights stabilizing automotive margins alongside rapid progress on the software and artificial intelligence side. In particular, they point to full self-driving adoption rates as well as the potential in both the robotaxi network and the Optimus platform. What stands out is how this frames Tesla less as a pure car maker and more as a company in the middle of a deep artificial intelligence transition. For the business, this reinforces the idea that the market is now pricing in those longer-term artificial intelligence drivers rather than focusing only on current vehicle deliveries. It is a notable vote of confidence from a major institution with deep roots in the Chinese market where Tesla continues to operate. That confidence seems grounded in what is actually happening on the roads right now. The fleet of fully unsupervised robotaxi vehicles has grown to 19 units. Each new addition brings another stream of real-world data that helps validate the technology under actual operating conditions. This is not the kind of headline-grabbing jump that makes social media buzz, but rather the slow accumulation of experience that matters for safe scaling. From a technology perspective, every extra unsupervised vehicle tightens the feedback loop for the artificial intelligence models. It demonstrates that the unsupervised, full self-driving stack is moving forward even if the pace feels measured. The data these vehicles gather daily will ultimately determine how quickly regulators and the public can trust the system at larger scale. While we are on the subject of robotaxis, let us pull back and look at this from first principles. Most people assume a dedicated robotaxi like the CyberCab will win simply because it looks futuristic and cool. Yet the real engineering advantage comes from removing the steering wheel pedals and all the hardware needed for a human driver. That single decision cuts manufacturing cost, weight, and energy consumption while also lowering lifetime operating expenses. A purpose-built vehicle can skip thousands of dollars in components that will never be used, and it opens the door to much higher daily utilization rates. Without a human driver, there is no need for the cleaning, maintenance, or downtime that comes with shared conventional cars. Tesla is following exactly what the physics and economics demand by gathering data from today's supervised fleet while engineering the CyberCab from the ground up without any legacy compromises. They are treating the vehicle like code and removing every element that does not serve the paid mile function. The winner in this space will be the one with the lowest cost per paid mile, and that reality favors designs built only for the job they are paid to do. That long-term thinking also explains why Tesla is being upfront about timelines. Cybercabs are now being built in Texas, yet meaningful robotaxi revenue is still expected only after 2027. The company is openly acknowledging the regulatory and scaling hurdles that remain before this becomes a material business contributor. This honesty feels refreshing in an industry often accused of overpromising on autonomy. At the same time, the supervised, full self-driving fleet continues to log data every single day, quietly closing the gap toward full unsupervised operation. Investors will need patience, but the foundational work is clearly moving forward. Even with the longer timeline, the groundwork is clearly accelerating. The dedicated robotaxi app has finally launched on Android nearly a year after it appeared on iOS. This removes a significant platform barrier for both everyday users and future fleet operators. It opens the service to a much wider audience at a time when the robotaxi network is getting closer to reality. From a product standpoint, the move lets Tesla begin collecting feedback across both major mobile platforms. That broader data set should help refine the user experience before wider deployment begins. It is a practical step that shows the company is thinking through the operational details rather than just the underlying technology. While the robo-taxi conversation gets louder, Tesla's energy side is quietly deepening. The Cybertruck can now send power back to the grid or a home through Pacific Gas and Electric's vehicle to everything program. This adds genuine utility beyond transportation and gives owners another way to interact with the electrical system. For many drivers, it turns the truck into a rolling battery that can support the house during an outage or even earn revenue by feeding the grid. From Tesla's perspective, it further ties the vehicle business to the growing energy division in a tangible way. The integration feels natural because the same battery technology powers both sides of the company. Owners in California and other markets with time of use rates could see real financial benefits over time. Speaking of keeping vehicles relevant, a longer wheelbase Model Y variant has been spotted testing on American roads for the first time. Often referred to as the Model YL, this version could deliver noticeably more interior space or be tuned for specific market requirements. In a crowded sport utility vehicle segment, it is important for Tesla to keep the Model Y fresh and competitive. The extended body might appeal to families who want extra cargo room without stepping up to the larger models. It also shows the company continues to iterate on its highest volume product rather than treating it as a finished chapter. These kinds of subtle product refreshes often fly under the radar until they reach production, but they matter for long-term market share. All of this is clearly registering with serious money. And Kyra Partners has initiated a new position in Tesla as part of a broader trend of institutional interest focused on the artificial intelligence and robotics transformation. This adds to the sense that sophisticated capital is looking past near-term automotive cycles and toward the software and robotics upside. Such buying can provide welcome stability while Tesla continues to invest heavily in these emerging areas. It suggests the investor base is maturing alongside the company's strategic shift. When large institutions start building positions around the artificial intelligence narrative, it often signals a change in how the street perceives Tesla's future. That same theme is showing up in the analyst community too. A detailed piece on Seeking Alpha argues that Tesla's move into artificial intelligence and robotics is the true long-term story beyond traditional electric vehicle sales. The analysis suggests that robotaxi services and Optimus could ultimately drive more value than hardware volume alone. It reflects a growing realization across the industry that software capabilities and artificial intelligence are becoming the decisive competitive advantage. Rather than focusing only on quarterly delivery numbers, the piece zooms out to the potential margin structure of a high-utilization robotaxi fleet. This narrative shift is important because it changes how both bulls and bears frame the investment case. The piece feels like part of a larger conversation that is moving from speculation to serious strategic discussion. On the community side of things, there is still plenty of anticipation mixed with mild frustration among owners. Many are still waiting on the 2026 spring update and the latest full self-driving version 14.3.2. The staggered nature of these rollouts creates that familiar shared experience where everyone is refreshing their cars and comparing notes. At the same time, a simple phrase keeps surfacing that captures the mood around unsupervised progress. People are saying slowly at first, then suddenly, a big jump, and it seems to resonate widely. It speaks to the sense that gains in robotaxi capability have been gradual, but could accelerate once certain thresholds are crossed. You can also see the community's defensive loyalty in lighter moments, such as the Tesla AI bot account announcing it had blocked a critic and calling it the best decision ever. Short, emphatic replies like "exactly" continue to amplify points that land well with owners. These exchanges offer a window into how the Tesla community processes both the excitement and the occasional delays. The sentiment overall feels like patient optimism grounded in the belief that the technology is improving under the surface. And just to wrap up the numbers side of things, TSLA showed modest gains amid continued focus on artificial intelligence and robotics. Analyst notes like the recent CICC report and fresh institutional moves both point to the software roadmap as the key catalyst going forward. The market appears to be digesting the idea that near-term automotive results are only one part of a much larger transformation story. Before we go, keep an eye on how the unsupervised fleet count evolves in the coming weeks, because each new unit brings us closer to the regulatory conversations that will shape the robotaxi timeline. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $376.30, up $1.03, 0.3%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. This podcast is curated by Patrick, but generated using AI voice synthesis of my voice using ElevenLabs. The primary reason to do this is I unfortunately don't have the time to be consistent with generating all the content and wanted to focus on creating consistent and regular episodes for all the themes that I enjoy, and I hope others do as well.